Assalamu alaikum student. How are you all?
Walaikum Assalam.
So how are you all?
Fine, ma'am.
Fine, miss. And how
Very
about
good.
you?
Fine, ma'am.
Very good. So the midterm week is over now and
Yes.
scheduled classes are started. How was the experience of online midterm?
मैम रिजल्ट नहीं आया अभी तक
Yes, but how was the experience?
मैम ये आज
Quite well, ma'am.
इतना पैराग्राफ इतना लंबा था टाइम इतना शॉर्ट था ऊपर से पढ़ के
मिस
प्रीवियस
टाइम शॉर्ट था
बहुत शॉर्ट टाइम था मैम
बहुत बहुत
Time was short. Fine.
मैम
So
टाइम
yes,
शॉर्ट था
okay.
एंड पैराग्राफ के अंदर से क्वेश्चन के आंसर ढूंढ के लिखने में आधा घंटा तो इसमें लग जाता है अगर प्रॉपर इंसान देख दे के आंसर करे समझ के करे तो ऑलमोस्ट 30 मिनट से ही नहीं जाते
Okay, basically you need to improve your reading skill, reading comprehension. But majority of students solved appropriately within the given time. I have checked your paper. You solved very well. Very soon I'll uh, upload your result on portal.
ऑन पोर्टल ओके मैम
Sorry.
जी मिस
ओके मैम
Okay. So I think so. We should start now our lecture. Basically, we have covered major part of grammar, and we have covered reading comprehension, paragraph writing. Your course basically is reading in composition and comprehension. In reading comprehension, we have covered the topic of reading comprehension. We will go for further practice of reading comprehension in future classes. But as far as the composition is concerned, we have covered the paragraph writing. So that was the first step. Now we are moving towards the higher level of composition, the next step of composition, which is essay writing. Let me show you the slides first. So, can you see the slides?
यस मैम
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so our today's topic is essay writing, which is very interesting topic, and through essay writing, you will basically bring, we can say, you will improve your writing skill, and it is one of the important part of your course. So paragraph writing was the first step, and the second step is now essay writing. Today we will cover the whole format of essay writing, that how to start the essay, what to write and how to write in the middle of essay, and what to write and how to conclude your essay. So we will cover the complete structure, complete format of essay writing in our today's class. So, first of all, I'll start from the essay. What is basically the importance of essay and why it is important to learn that how to write the essay. Basically, the learning objectives, that why it is important to learn essay writing. So, basically, writing an essay is like searching your soul. Have you ever think why do your professors, your teachers assign you these writing tasks? Basically, why don't they simply ask you to express yourself in oral form? We can definitely your teacher asks you to express yourself in oral form. Why they are more forced towards teaching you the essay writing? Basically, the logic behind this asking you to write essay is fairly simple. It is easy for you to express yourself more logically when you write an essay. By assigning you essay tasks, your teacher basically try to help you develop your writing skills, your vocabulary, and your unique writing skills and style. Because all of you can write. Yes,
थोड़ी सी उर्दू
all
बोलना.
of but you try to improve your listening skill, right? If you face any difficulty at any point, then definitely I'll elaborate that point. Listening
Ma'am, how can we
skill.
improve?
Sorry.
Can you suggest how can we improve this?
Through listening, try to understand, right? And if you face any difficulty at any point, then you can ask me, ma'am, what is this? What mean by this, right? Then I'll elaborate. And next time, definitely, you will not face difficulty in understanding that point. Because
Okay.
I'm speaking in very clear and very simple language, not the very tough language. So, writing essay helps you in many ways. It helps you develop logical thinking and your own writing style. After you develop your own style of thinking and writing, it will become easy for you to produce content for essay, other writings assignment, and you can express yourself in a different style of writing. So keep practicing to become an expert academic writing, because essay writing is one of the part of the academic writing. So learning essay writing is very important. You have learned that how to write a paragraph. So essay writing, basically, it will revise the techniques of paragraph writing. It's a higher level of composition, because paragraph writing was the first step. Now you are moving towards the higher level step of composition. So here you will able to understand that how and when to use and how to organize the writing material. And you will be able, after this lecture, you will be able to identify the do's and don'ts of writing conclusion, that how to conclude your essay, how to start your essay, how to write the thesis statement in your essay. And basically, essay writing will improve you, will develop your logical thinking and your writing skills. So the question first of all arises that what is an essay? An essay is a group of paragraphs written about a single topic and a central main idea. It must have at least 3 paragraphs, but a 5 paragraph essay is a common length for academic writing. And you are aware that how to write a paragraph. So the groups of paragraph basically make the essays. If you're going to write 3 paragraphs on a particular topic with a proper introduction, with proper conclusion, then that would be an essay. So how to construct and how to write an essay, this is what I'll teach you today in today's class, one by one. First of all, we talk about the structure. And basically, according to Aristotle, whatever you are going to write, whether it's your written text or it's your oral text, everything must has a proper beginning, must have has a proper middle and proper ending. If you are going to tell you something to someone, suppose you are going to present a topic in your presentation in front of the class, then definitely you will start with a proper introduction, and then there will be the middle part in which you elaborate the content, and at the end you will conclude your topic. Similarly, if you're going to attempt any question in your midterm and final paper, then definitely you will start with a proper introduction. You will give the necessary detail in the middle of your answer, and then there will be a proper ending. Similarly, in the structure of an essay, there is a proper introduction. Without an introduction, an essay cannot be called an essay. Basically, that would be a group of paragraphs. For making a group of paragraph, uh, for making a group of paragraph into the form of the essay, you need to give a proper introduction.
These
Yes.
pieces sentences. If using
Sorry.
three specific, यहाँ पे लिखा है इंट्रोडक्शन, ए में लिखा है बैकग्राउंड इंफॉर्मेशन, बी में
Yes, I'm
लिखा है
elaborating one by one.
थ्री स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट्स, ये क्या है?
Three, but yeah, I will elaborate one by one. Basically, I am telling you the structure. There will be introduction, a middle part. In introduction, like in the introduction of the essay, there will be a background information in the very start. In the coming slides, I'll elaborate you that how to write the background information. After that, thesis statement, which will include the three specific points. I'll tell you what is thesis statement and how to write the thesis statement and how to include three specific points in the thesis statement. So I'm just telling you right now that in this in the structure of an essay, there are basically 3 points: introduction. There are further types parts of the introduction. Then there will be the body, the paragraph of the body, and three paragraph. The second paragraph which contain the further points, third paragraph which also contain the further points, and then the conclusion. So an essay has proper beginning, proper middle, and proper ending. Here you can see in this picture, this part is called the introduction. Introduction contains three major points, including thesis statement, which I will elaborate one by one, right? And second part of the essay is the body, which is the middle, right? And after that, the third part of the essay is conclusion. Conclusion, what to add in the conclusion, how to write introduction, and what to add in the body. I'll elaborate one by one. Right now, I'm just telling you the structure, the format of an essay, that it has three major parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. There are different parts of introduction, that how to write introduction. I'll elaborate you step by step. So first of all, keep it in your mind that basically there are three parts of an essay. Like other things, like if you're going to write, according to Aristotle, everything has proper beginning, middle, and end. Whether it's you're going to attempt any question in the
Miss
paper,
Azan हो
yes,
अजान हो रही
okay, whether you are going to write a story, whether you are going to write a drama, a novel, or you are going to write an essay, everything has beginning, middle, and end, means introduction, body, and conclusion. So basically, essay has three parts: introduction, main body, and conclusion. Now I'll move towards the introduction, that what to add in the introduction and what are the 3 points, major points in the part of the introduction.
मिस्र
Basically,
रमजान में भी यही टाइमिंग होगी क्लास की?
sorry,
रमजान में भी यही क्लास की टाइमिंग होगी?
yes, sure.
मिस्र जोहर की नमाज होती है तो इस वक्त तो फिर लेक्चर हो रहा होगा।
Yes, it can happen, but we will try to change the timing.
जी मिस
भाई
सुबह
कीजिएगा,
मिस नमाज के बाद रख रहे हैं।
Sorry.
मीन्स के इससे टाइम से पहले रख लें या टाइम से बाद, मतलब उस टाइम कोई नमाज ना हो रही हो।
Yes, sure, I'll manage.
मैम फजर के बाद रख लें।
Just okay, just wait for a few minutes. Let me uh, plug the charger with the laptop, right? Just 2 minutes.
यस मिस।
Yes, I'm back.
Ma'am, I have question here.
Yes.
Ma'am, what is the difference between an essay and an article?
Which are usually which is published. The article is usually based on the point of the research, right?
Okay, ma'am.
In which there is discussion. There are different points in which you have to give the methodology, but the pattern you can say there must be proper introduction in the article. There must be a proper body, and similarly, there must be at the end conclusion even in the article.
Okay, ma'am.
So now moving towards the topic again, we were talking about the introduction, right?
मैम के बारे
Introduction
में पूछ
basically, sorry, but yeah,
मैम
irrelevant
पेपर के
question, a further question we can discuss at the end. Right now, if you have any question regarding the topic, then you can ask, right?
ओके
Further
मैम
issues, your personal issues, or your any other question, if occurring in your mind, don't worry, we will discuss at the end, right?
ओके
But
मैम
if you have query related to the topic, you can ask during the lecture. So there is the introduction. Introduction basically, there are three parts of the introduction of an essay, and keep it in your mind if you're going to talk about the article, research article. The introduction of the research article would be totally different from the introduction of the essay. So introduction of an essay basically has three major parts. First of all, a hook, which must be attention grabber, attention getter. The second point is the general statement, which is also called the transitional sentences or transition sentences, which can be called connected sentences. One by one, I'll elaborate these points. Don't get confused. So the third point of the introduction is basically the thesis statement. So what is the hook? What is the general statement and what is the thesis statement and how to write these points? I'm going to elaborate one by one. But you should keep in your mind that basically our essay has 3 points: introduction, body,
मीन्स
and conclusion. Yes,
पहले तो थीसिस स्टेटमेंट इंट्रोडक्शन में थी, अब ये एंड में है।
which this is in the part of the introduction.
ये जो 3 पॉइंट आपने पहले इंट्रोडक्शन के बताए,
Keep it in your mind. Just let me revise. In the part of the essay, there is introduction, main body, and conclusion, right? In the part of the introduction, there are again 3 parts: the hook, a general statement, and a thesis statement. These 3 points will be in the paragraph of the introduction, right? You will add these 3 points into your introduction. Clear? So what are these points and how to add these points? I'll elaborate one by one. So first of all, there is a hook. This is the first and main point of your introduction, because introduction has 3 points. While writing an essay, first of all, you write the introduction of your essay. So what to write in the introduction of your essay? First of all, you need to write a hook statement. A hook basically is an opening statement which is usually the first sentence of the first paragraph of the introduction of the essay. So it attempts to grab the reader's attention so that they want to read on it. So it can be done by using a few different types of hooks, which are a question, quote, statistics, or you can say you can start with any story. You can relate it with your paragraph writing. If you go back and revise about the paragraph writing, the first sentence of the paragraph writing was the topical sentence, the key sentence, which basically introduces the main topic of the paragraph. So while writing the introduction of the essay, the first sentence is called the hook, not the topical sentence, but it is similar to the topical sentence. So the hook, basically the opening sentence, the purpose of the hook basically is to gauge the attention, is to grab the attention of the audience, attention of the reader, is to arouse the interest of the reader towards reading your essay. It can be general statement about your topic. You can start your essay with historical information, with a surprising statement. You can start with your essay with a declarative statement, with a quote which is related to your topic. You can also start your essay with a question. So a common misperception can also be stated in the very start in place of hook. So how to write the hook in
ये common misconception, ये जो last point था, ये क्या चीज़ है?
a common misperception.
ये क्या चीज़
Suppose
है?
you have a topic about war, and there is a misperception of the people that wars are good. So you can place in the very start, you are going to write essay on the war. You will place the common misperception, a common statement of the people. It can be a surprising statement, it can be a declarative statement, it can be the misperception of the people, which is commonly known, which is common among the people. So to grab the attention of the audience, Gachi, please turn off your mic. So to grab the attention of the audience, you can start your essay with a hook, a general statement. So what is the strategy of writing a hook and how can you start a hook? Basically, you can provide an interesting background. Here is an example. Suppose you are writing an essay on war. So the lesson of the history is that instead of setting any problem finally, wars create more problems and generate greater tensions, which results in another war. So basically, this is a general statement, an interesting background. This is basically a hook, the first sentence of your essay, in which you are trying to grab the attention of the reader, attention of the audience. You can start your essay with any quote which is related to your topic. As I told you in the presentation, that you can start your presentation, topic of your presentation, with the quote. Similarly, the hook, the first introductory sentence of your essay, can be a quote. Here is an example of the quote: all war is symptom of man's failure as a thinking animal. So you can mention the name of the author, the name of the person who has given that quote. So next, you can also start your hook with a question. In the very start of your essay, you can go for a question which is related to your topic. For example, why don't many people admire war and peace? So it will reveal, basically you are going to discuss about war and peace. So your hook basically. Sorry. Sorry.
War and इसका क्या मतलब है कि
Why don't many people, sorry,
admire war and peace दोनों साथ कैसे?
war or peace. If you are going to talk about, suppose you have been given an argumentative essay that give arguments about the war and peace. So you will discuss, you will give arguments, your opinion, whether you are in favor of war or peace. So if you are going to write a topic on, give arguments, because the topic of essay is not a single word, it can be on different, it can be a complete sentence, it can be a complete statement. So why don't many people admire war and peace? So you can go for the argumentative essay, compare and contrast essay, which I will teach you in the coming lectures. That give comparison, give different arguments about the contrastive point, because war and peace are basically two contrastive topics.
मीन्स के वो कहना चाह रहे थे आप दोनों में से किसी एक को चुन क्यों नहीं चुनते?
If your topic is one, then it can be the statement. If your topics are two, then it can be the statement. Basically, it's a question. Suppose you skip the piece. You are only going to talk about the war in your essay, then you can start, why don't many people admire war? If you're going to talk about the peace, so you can say, why don't many people admire peace? And after that, you will move towards the next sentences. Basically, the hook, the statement, first hook, the purpose of the first hook, the first introductory sentence in an essay is to grab the attention. It can be journal statement, it can be question, it can be quote, it can be puzzling statement, which I have given at the end of this example. So I have basically added these examples for your clarification. Here in the next slide, you can see there are different examples. Common misconception. You can start your essay with a common misconception that wars don't settle anything, rather it paves the way for another war. This is a general statement. Usually people say it, but what you are going to discuss, the first hook will elaborate that basically you are going to talk about the war. Whether you are going to talk about the war in favor or against, this you will tell in the next sentence of your essay. So it can be a declarative statement. For example, everyone knows the biggest threat to our 21st century civilization is the Third World War. Again, if the top theme is, for example, your topic is basically about war. So these are the different examples through which you can start your essay, which is basically a hook. So give an analogy. Wars are just like the monsters of destruction, means reference, analogy means. Similarly, you can start your essay with a short story. A story related to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, a deadly spellbound of the war had destroyed the twins of the Japan. So basically, hook is the introductory, is the first sentence of your essay.
मैं स्पेल बाउंड क्या चीज? स्पेल बाउंड.
You don't know the meaning of the spellbound?
A deadly spell bound.
Sorry?
डेडली स्पेल बाउंड इसका क्या मतलब है?
बच्चे, deadly means destructive, right?
Spellbound.
Spellbound means all which are bound to this, all destructions, complete destruction about it.
क्या मीन्स दोबारा बताने समझ नहीं आई.
Who has problem in understanding?
नाम बताओ अपना.
Abid Maqsood.
नहीं अब्दुल्ला.
Sorry?
अब्दुल्ला.
Yes, Abdullah.
A deadly spellbound का मतलब समझा.
But yeah, it's basically has been used as an idiom that complete destruction. Clear?
Deadly का आपने कहा destruction तो
yes.
Spellbound का क्या आपने बताया? Spellbound का क्या बताया आपने?
Complete.
ठीक है. ठीक है.
Clear?
Yes, miss.
So means total destruction, complete destruction. So similarly, there are other examples of the hook. If you are going to write an essay on the topic of online university classes, then your hook can be a general statement. Online university classes are cheaper and more effective than in-person university classes. So you can give a general statement. You can ask a question just to grab the attention of the audience in the form of the hook. So another example of the question, if you are going to write on the topic of the successful and unsuccessful students of college, then your hook can be what is the difference between successful college students and unsuccessful college students. So if you are going to write a descriptive essay, for example, the topic of your essay is my favorite pet. Then you can start it with a question. You can start it with a quote. For example, the author Aldous Huxley once said, "To his dog, every man is Napoleon, hence the constant popularity of dogs." So this quote is basically about the dog. So the first sentence, which is basically the quote of a person, is making it clear that you are going to talk about in your essay about a dog. So first sentence is your hook, which is basically an introductory sentence, and which is called a hook. The second sentence of your paragraph, introductory paragraph, the introduction, you were getting confused that why there are 3 points. So basically, bache, these are the 3 points, the hook, and the second part, the second segment, second step of writing a paragraph is the transition sentence. So what basically a transition sentence is? It's a connector between the first introductory sentence, which is the hook. It basically performs the function of the connection between the hook and the thesis statement, because third step of the introduction is thesis statement. So it make a bridge to connect the attention getting sentence to your thesis statement. So here you will just try to connect, you will add sentence or sentences just to connect the hook with the thesis statement. So what is the thesis? I'll give examples after elaborating the thesis statement, then the transition sentence will be very clear to you. So the third point of your introductory part of the introduction of the essay is thesis statement, which should be specific, precise, usually 1 or 2 sentences in length and found at the end of the introduction. You should keep it in your mind that the hook can be on 1 or 2 sentences. Similarly, transitional sentences not necessarily to be the 1 sentence only. It can be 2, 3, 4 sentences depending that how you are going to connect your hook with your thesis statement. Similarly, the thesis statement is the sentence that tells the main idea of the whole essay. It can be compared to a topic sentence, which gives the main idea of a paragraph. Basically, usually it comes at the near or at the end of the introductory paragraph. So thesis statement you will always place at the end of the paragraph. So basically, what is the thesis statement? It tells the opinion of the reader about the complete topic, because in the journal, in the hook, you just elaborated that what is your topic, but thesis statement basically give a specific structure that what you are going to discuss in your essay. This statement clearly identifies the topic and which point of the topic will be discussed in your essay. So after this,
स्टेटमेंट्स हर पैराग्राफ की है या खाली एक टॉपिक की एक थीसिस स्टेटमेंट है?
basically, yes, there will be one thesis statement in a essay. So right now, I'm just only telling you about the introduction of the essay, which contains 3 parts: hook, transitional sentences, and then the thesis statement. After that, we will move towards the paragraph. That will be simple. But thesis statement, there will be one thesis statement in an essay. It can be of one sentence, can be of two sentences, depending that how you are going to give your opinion about the idea which you are going to discuss in your essay. So there will be one thesis
Yes,
statement.
आपने कहा था कि थीसिस सेंटेंस जो है वो टेल द
Hmm.
मेन आइडिया ऑफ द पैराग्राफ, तो फिर वो
Yes.
मिस्टेक कैसे होगी? पैराग्राफ
Sorry.
तो कितनी ही होंगी, फिर वो एक कैसे हो
I'll
सकती
tell
है
you. I'll
पैराग्राफ?
tell you with example. I'll tell you with example. So
कि
you
एक ही
can
स्टेटमेंट हो?
basically mention different. Basically, in one paragraph, you discuss the one idea, right? In
यस
one
यस
essay,
यस
you are going to discuss the one main top idea, right? For example, you are going to write an essay about your favorite pet, very quiet and simple topic, right? So you have to write three paragraphs about your pet. So what will you discuss in paragraph? Because it is the demand of the each paragraph to discuss one main idea. So definitely you will discuss the one characteristics of your pet in one paragraph. So you can mention one by one those characteristics in your thesis statement. I'll give you example in the next slides. So thesis statement clearly identify your topic, and specifically it tells the major points which you are going to discuss in the coming paragraphs in the body. So always take a stand and justify further discussion through your thesis statement. It will be clear with the examples basically. So I'll give you example. First, listen that which point I'm elaborating. So thesis statement basically gives the author's opinion. Suppose you are going to write about war and you have been asked to write in favor of war, an essay in favor of war. So what will you discuss in different paragraphs of the essay? Then definitely you will give your opinion in favor of war, and you will point out that what you are going to discuss. Uh, you will state the important idea of the topic, and you will give the supporting ideas in the form of the different sentences. So why basically thesis statement has been used to announce the topic to the reader? First point. Second, it reflects a judgment about the topic, that what you are going to write, what is your point of view. So it provides the reader with a blueprint of what is to come in the paper, means what is you are going to write in the essay. It gives a summary, it gives an idea to your reader. So it should, your thesis statement should always be specific, precise, arguable, and forceful, not a weak thesis statement. If you're just going to declare that I am going to discuss these points, it would be your weak thesis statement. If you're going to write opposing side of the point, a very broader thesis statement, that would be a weak thesis statement. So what is basically is the strong thesis statement? This is basically a specific uh, uh, point which you elaborate. Here is an example through which your concept will be very clear about the introduction. Basically, this is the introduction of the essay, and the topic of your essay is war settles nothing. Means you have to write about war. That war settles nothing. You're going to write against the war. So you have to write a hook, right? I have given you different examples of the same topic of the hook in the previous slides here. The lesson of the history is that instead of settling any problem finally, wars create more problem and generate greater tensions, which results another war. You can start the same essay with this statement. Similarly, you can start your statement with a quote. It is also a hook. Similarly, all the example of the hook which I have given here, these all are the hook of the same topic. Wars, uh, war settles nothing. So all those hook are applicable and accurate introductory sentence of your essay. So It can be of two sentences as well. So here you can read in the very start, and the hook is this: the lesson of the history. So here the writer basically is telling about the history. The lesson of the history is that instead of setting any problem finally, wars create more problems and generate greater tensions, which result in other war. World War II led to World War III. So here you are giving further reference, further elaboration to your hook. This is also the part of the hook, which led to Cold War, which further gave birth to Afghan-Russian War, and which ended in 9/11, the incident of 9/11, war on terror. Therefore, now world is at the verge of potential threat of another World War III. So this is basically your hook. It can be of single quote. It can be further elaboration of the quote. After that, the part of the introduction which I elaborated is the transition. Transitional sentence, which is basically the connection between your hook and your thesis statement. Here you can see the transition sentences. Many people nowadays believe that war is a permanent solution of the conflicts like Palestinian issue, Kashmir issue, and many more. But they are oblivion that it is easy to start a war, it is far difficult to control its negative consequences. Furthermore, they need to understand that modern war is not a conventional war, rather a technological war, which means nuclear war. So here again, he's trying to connect the hook with the thesis statement. So what is the thesis statement of the introduction of the essay War Settles Nothing? So here the thesis statement is, therefore, it is pertinent to understand that war can never settle anything permanently as far as the living world exists. So he is giving his opinion. So it is revealing that here you will discuss that war can never settle anything permanently. One by one in each paragraph you will give a different idea related to this thesis statement. So I'll further elaborate with another example. Favorite pet. This is the quite easy essay in which you can see that there is first of all the short, very short and very quite easy. You can say the hook, the introductory sentence of the paragraph of your essay. The author Aldous Huxley once said to his dog, "Every man is Napoleon." Hence, the constant popularity of dogs. So, this is the quote which you have given in the very start of the introduction, which is basically a hook, the introductory part of your introduction of your essay. The next point is, you can say, is the transitional sentence, which is connecting the hook with your thesis statement. As I consider the pet I would like to have share my life, it's Huxley's quote that sums up why a dog would be the best choice. So this is the transitional sentence which he has added to connect the introductory, the hook with the thesis statement. So what is the thesis statement of this essay? The thesis statement, because of its sense of loyalty, its ability to protect you, and its great companionship, a dog is the perfect dog. So here he has given his opinion and 3 points about the dog: its sense of loyalty, its ability to protect you, and its great companionship. Means in the first paragraph of the body you will discuss the sense of loyalty of your dog while giving examples, giving your personal observations, adding any quote, whatever you want to add to make your idea more strong. And in the second paragraph you will discuss the ability of your pet to protect you. And in the third paragraph, you will discuss that it's a great companionship. And then conclusion, your opinion that dog is the perfect pet. So in the thesis statement, basically you introduce, you tell that what your essay contains and what you are going to discuss, what is the topic and what is your point of view which you are going to discuss in your essay. So the next, this was basically the introduction about which you were getting very much confused. 3 points of the introductory part of your essay that
मैम आज के लिए इतना
discuss.
काफी है
Sorry.
मैम आज के लिए इतना काफी है
No, today we will cover the complete topic of the essay, and in next class you will bring of your essay, and you will tell me that which part of the essay is hook and which part of the essay is thesis statement. Abdullah is
मैम
there
इसका
again.
रोकने में बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा
So Abdullah will elaborate that what is basically. Okay, we can end today's lecture on this point.
मैम अजान हो रही है
Yes, that's why I have stopped here. So here we can study that the next point, which is the body of the essay. The body is a set of paragraphs that develop the idea expressed in the thesis. Just there are only few points which need elaboration. Basically, the important point of your essay is the first point, which is the main body. So these are the paragraphs that explain and support the thesis statement and come between the introduction and the conclusion. There must be one or more paragraphs in the main body of an essay. So I'm going to teach you the essay which contains at least 3 paragraphs. So all the paragraphs of the essay will follow the same structure which you have studied in your paragraph writing. A topic sentence, umbrella sentence, in which first of all there will be the key sentence, and after that the supporting sentences. So each paragraph you will construct in a way which will contain the topical sentence and then the further supporting sentences of the paragraph. In this way, what you have stated in your thesis statement, you will elaborate one by one all those points in your different paragraphs. So with the essay which I'm going to teach you, you are bound to write 3 paragraphs, at least 3 paragraphs in your essay. So what to add in your paragraph? As you will add in your paragraph the supporting statements. The supporting statements can be the facts, these can be the examples, these can be the judgments and your personal observations, as I have told you in the thesis statement of the essay, My Favorite Pet. Here, if you are going to elaborate about the sense of loyalty, you can tell the facts, you can add your personal experience, you can add your judgment. Similarly, if you are going to discuss the ability to protect you, the ability of dog to protect you in the second paragraph, then the key sentence would be related to this, that you are going to discuss the ability to protect you, and after that you will add the supporting sentences. And third is great companionship. You will discuss the great companionship of your pet in the third paragraph, in which it's up to you. You want to add related examples, you want to add the facts, judgments, or your personal observations. Again, there is the body, there is the structure of your thesis, introduction, which contain the transitional sentence, but the most important point is the thesis statement. Then the first paragraph, which contain the topical sentence, and then the 3 major points, right? And then the second paragraph of the essay, and second paragraph definitely first of all will contain the topical sentence, and after that 3 main points which will support your topical sentence. Similarly, the third paragraph, the topical sentence of the third paragraph, and 3 main points which will support your topical sentence which you want to say. You need to give, for example, you need to give about the sporting details. And the last part of your essay is the conclusion.
मीन्स यहाँ पे जो
You,
पैराग्राफ है लास्ट में हम वो लाइनें लिखेंगे जो उसे अगले पैराग्राफ के साथ ज्वाइन करें।
sorry.
मीन्स यहाँ पे जो सेकंड पैराग्राफ है इसके आखिर में हम वो लाइन नहीं लिखेंगे जो उसे नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ के साथ
Yes,
जोड़े।
basically the first purpose is to support the key sentence which you are going to discuss. And after that, we will move towards the relation and toward the connection. And I'll tell you the transitional phrases at the end that how to connect first paragraph with another paragraph. Very good point.
तो मीन्स
So,
हर पैराग्राफ के एंड पे ट्रांजिशन सेंटेंस होंगे।
uh, it's very good if you are going to add. If you are unable to add that, then you can start other key sentence in the form of key plus transitional sentence. Furthermore, for example, you can say in the next paragraph, furthermore, along with the loyalty, he has the pet dog has the ability to protect you. Here you have related the first paragraph with the second paragraph, and you also have used the key sentence by introducing that what you are going to discuss. So the conclusion is the final paragraph of the essay. It basically summarizes the main points. It relates the thesis, but while relating the thesis, you will basically go for you will basically restate the thesis statement, not the as it is thesis statement. So, without an introduction or without a conclusion, an essay is just a group of paragraphs. The introduction and conclusion work together to make the topic and main ideas of the essay very clear to your reader. So, conclusion is the final paragraph of the essay. It basically summarizes the main points of the essay and restates the thesis statement using different words. And it makes a final comment about the essay's main idea. So, it emphasizes an action at the end that you would like the reader to take, but what to avoid in the introduction. Basically, while writing the introduction, you should keep it in your mind that you can end your essay with an argument. Similarly, as you started your essay with a quote, you can conclude your essay with in the form of the quote. And you can add any striking sentence at the end of your essay.
मैम पीएफ की क्लास स्टार्ट हो गई।
एक्शन क्या थी?
So the point which you should avoid while writing your essay is this, that you will not add, you will not introduce any new idea in the conclusion. New idea can be introduced in the introduction, but not in the conclusion. So a conclusion only restates or gives further commentary on ideas which are discussed in the essay. All the paragraphs which you discuss the main points. So in the conclusion, only you will restate or gives further comment. Here you will conclude your essay. So for writing effective essay, it is very important to organize your introduction very well, and similarly go for the ending. Right? Please
emphasize
get,
action
sorry.
emphasize action
I didn't get your answer.
emphasize action
Yes, emphasize an action means you can end your essay with a sentence which emphasize an action that you would like the reader to take. Suppose you are writing on the ethics, you are writing on the rules of the classroom. So you will end your essay in a way that which you want a moral statement, which you want that your reader follow that, which you want that your reader take that action. So you can conclude your essay with the statement which emphasize an action, basically.
मींस के हम जैसे वॉर है तो वॉर का
Yes.
एम्फसाइज एक्शन होता है वी शुड अवॉइड वॉर वी शुड
Yes,
सोल्व ओवर, मतलब हमें अपने मामला बातचीत से सॉल्व करने चाहिए
yes.
और
We should go for the, you can say, for table talk, we should go for the table talk and avoid the war. So you are giving an idea of the table talk means to go for taking the action of this to avoid the war. Similarly, if you have any quote, you can, any relevant quote, you can add that relevant quote in the conclusion, which is related to your main idea, which you have discussed in your essay.
यस मिस।
You have time?
So in the last, after the conclusion, so I would just like to tell you few points which are very important about the essay writing, is which I have elaborated you before while teaching you the paragraph writing. Means there must be unity, there must be coherence. It can make your essay an effective essay. Unity in writing is the connection of all ideas to a single topic. In an essay, all ideas should relate to the thesis statement. The points which you have discussed in your thesis statements, you should discuss those points one by one with the evidence, with the examples, with your personal observations in the different paragraphs. And supporting ideas is a main body paragraph, should relate to the main topic. So this is basically the unity. Your unity bring beauty into your essay. Unity of idea. And next point is coherence. Your essay must be coherent. Coherence is related to unity, the ideas that are arranged in a clear and logical way. Basically, the ideas which are arranged in a clear and logical way are coherent. When a text is unified and coherent, then their reader can easily understand the main point, and the reader can easily can understand your main point and can take interest while reading your essay. So language accuracy is also very important, and variation and different vocabulary is also very important. Means using multiple words, synonyms of the words to bring uh, diversity in your essay. Diversity of writing is also very important, and people today. Now tell me any confusion, Mr. Abdullah.
मिस ये डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ यहाँ से आगे वो बाद में बात
Sorry.
करनी थी, डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ आपने कुछ बोला था मिस।
So I'll wind up my lecture here. Today I'll elaborate it that how to construct a proper essay. Basically, it has three parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. Further, introduction has three parts: the hook, and the transitional sentence, and then the thesis statement. After that, you need to add three paragraphs. Each paragraph must carry one topical sentence and three sporting statements, three sporting points. Sentences can be varied. It's up to you if you want to add even 4 to 5 sentences on the main idea, but there must be 3 points discussed in each and every paragraph. So three, after writing three paragraphs of the body of the essay, you will move towards the conclusion, and here you will conclude your essay while supporting your all ideas which you have discussed in your essay. So now I'll tell you your task of the next class. You have to select any topic of the essay of your choice, and then you have to write the essay keeping in mind all these points. I'll share this lecture and these slides with all of you on Google Classroom. You can go through the slides again. If you have any confusion, then you can ask question. You can post question in WhatsApp group. But you have to write an essay with proper introduction containing hook, transitional sentences, and thesis statement. After that, three paragraphs which are supporting to the thesis statement, and at the end you have to write a proper conclusion. In next class, I'll ask from all of you one by one that tell me what was the thesis statement of your essay. So what is the transitional sentence? What is the hook? What are the three paragraphs you added? And what is the conclusion of your essay? So in this way we will discussion will make your concept more clear. Right?
मिस ये
Assalamualaikum, ma'am. I have some questions.
Sorry?
अटेंडेंस ये कमेंट्स में लगानी है
Yes, I know who is present. So it is the recorded lecture. I'll maintain your attendance record in my Excel sheet. Don't worry about it.
तो मिस ये
Ma'am,
रमजान
I
में
have
टाइमिंग चेंज होगी ना
Yes, I'll think about it. I'll change. Don't worry.
यस मिस
और मैम
So the
ma'am, I
everything
have
is
a question.
clear to all of you now?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
मैम वो ग्रुप के बारे में है, मैं और मेरा दोस्त हम दो का ग्रुप बनाना चाह रहे हैं, अगर आप अलाउ करते हैं, क्योंकि हम सीनियर है, हमारी किसी के साथ नहीं जान पहचान, तो क्या हम दो कर
You
सकते हैं अपनी
need
प्रेजेंटेशन
to
को तैयार?
you need to improve your presentation, your interpersonal skills. If you are senior, but still you are the student of this class, so you need to improve your interpersonal skills. I'll ask to the CEO. He will try to adjust with some group.
Because I can join you, I'm a senior too. I'm alone.
Who is
Okay,
alone?
fine.
Farouk.
Okay, but you can post your question in the WhatsApp group, and all those students who has not yet the part of any group, they can make group with you. You
मैम
should
अटेंडेंस
learn to
कमेंट्स
work
में
in the
मार्क
form
कर,
of the group. Yes.
अटेंडेंस कमेंट्स में उधर अपना रोल नंबर लिखते हैं या
Yes.
रहने दें?
Yes, you can write your roll, post your roll number here in comments, and I'll mark your attendance.
ओके मैम मैम अदर क्लास स्टार्ट होगी मैम
Okay,
बैक कर
fine.
सकते
Is
हैं
everything clear to all of you?
यस मैम
But keep it in your mind. In next class, you will come with a proper written essay. Otherwise, they won't mark your attendance.
और मैम पेपर के बारे में कुछ क्वेश्चन वो पूछ सकते हैं
Yes, I'll share the result, and after that, I'll discuss with all of you about the paper
यस तो मैम रिजल्ट कब शेयर हो जाएगा
very soon. I have checked your paper. I'm just waiting for the notification of examination department. As I receive, I'll share the result.
ओके मैम
Fine, clear everything?
यस मैम
Okay, then take care and start writing your essay and ready for the discussion in the next class.
ओके मैम
इंशाल्लाह
Allah Hafiz.